Hello and welcome to today's book review. In this video, I'll be talking about the book This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El-Mohtar and Max Gladstone. From award-winning authors Amal El-Mohtar and Max Gladstone comes an enthralling romantic novel spanning time and space about two time-traveling rivals who fall in love and must change the past to ensure their future. Let's talk a little bit about the authors of this book. Amal El-Mohtar is an award-winning author, editor, and critic. Her short story Seasons of Glass and Iron won the Hugo, Nebula, and Locus Awards and was a finalist for the World Fantasy, Sturgeon, Aurora, and U.G. Foster Awards. She is the author of The Honey Month, a collection of poetry and prose written to the taste of 28 different kinds of honey, and contributes criticism to NPR Books and the New York Times. Her fiction has most recently appeared on Tor, Calm and Uncanny magazine, and in anthologies such as The Djinn Falls in Love and Other Stories and The Starlit Wood, New Fairy Tales. She is presently pursuing a PhD at Carleton University and teaches creative writing at the University of Ottawa. Max Gladstone is the author of the Hugo-nominated Craft Sequence, which Patrick Rothfuss called stupefyingly good. The sixth book, Ruin of Angels, was released this September. Max's interactive mobile game Choice of the Deathless was nominated for the XYZZY Award, and his critically acclaimed short fiction has appeared on Tor, Calm and in Uncanny magazine, and in anthologies such as XO Orpheus, 50 New Myths, and The Starlit Wood, New Fairy Tales. John Crowley described Max as a true star of 21st century fantasy. Max has sung in Carnegie Hall and was once thrown from a horse in Mongolia. What's this book about? Among the ashes of a dying world, an agent of the commandment finds a letter. It reads, "Burn before reading." Thus begins an unlikely correspondence between two rival agents hell-bent on securing the best possible future for their warring factions. Now, what began as a taunt, a battlefield boast, becomes something more, something epic, something romantic, something that could change the past and the future. Except the discovery of their bond would mean the death of each of them. There's still a war going on, after all. And someone has to win. That's how war works, right? Written by two beloved and award-winning sci-fi writers. This Is How You Lose the Time War is an epic love story spanning time and space. A short review of this book. This Is How You Lose the Time War is an evocative and lyrical sci-fi romance, told through a series of letters between two rival time-traveling agents, Red and Blue. Though on opposing sides of a time war, their correspondence evolves from taunts to something deeper, and they find themselves falling in love despite being on opposite sides. The prose is highly poetic, vividly painting the intricacies of time travel and immersing you in the relationship between Red and Blue. Their letters are the heart of the book, allowing you to feel the depth of their connection growing with each missive. The sparse world building leaves much to the imagination, with few details provided on the time war itself. This imaginative openness allows the focus to remain on the complex characters and their unlikely romance, while some readers may be frustrated by the lack of context about the broader time war. This cryptic approach serves to highlight the humanity and emotion in Red and Blue's correspondence. Their poetic letters evoke the timeless romanticism of love letters, transcending their deadly conflict. Their flowing prose captivates with its mix of sci-fi action and romantic longing. Overall, This Is How You Lose the Time War is a uniquely imaginative and poetic take on time travel romance. The central love story develops believably, despite the sparse world building carried by lyrical writing and to fascinating characters. Readers seeking an emotional character-driven tale of romance through time will find themselves enthralled. This Is How You Lose the Time War is worth buying and reading for a few key reasons. The prose and writing style are highly poetic, vivid, and lyrical. Authors used the evocative descriptions and beautifully crafted language used to tell this story. The central love story and development of the relationship between the two characters, Red and Blue, is very emotional and compelling. The sci-fi time travel elements provide an imaginative backdrop for the story and seem to complement and enhance the focus on the characters. The sparse world building puts more focus on the letters between Red and Blue. In summary, if you enjoy poignant, character-driven science fiction focused on romance and relationships, I would suggest giving This Is How You Lose the Time War a try. Its poetic style and emotional love story seem to make it a worthwhile read for many. Read good books. All the best to you, and goodbye.